We're just getting breaking news. The Indian Air Force has shot down a Pakistani drone in Avantipura in South Kashmir. Remember, there's an Air Force base there. And remember, it's South Kashmir where it all started. In a way, with what happened in Pahalgam a couple of weeks ago, Pakistan's escalatory spiral began from that terror attack of the TRF, offshoot of the lashkar-e-toiba. It began from there. And now you're seeing today Pakistan, its drones targeting or tried to hit the Avantipura Air Force base in South Kashmir, and that has been responded to by the Indian Air Force. So clearly, Gaurav, compared to yesterday, where remember the Pakistanis tried to go to Jaish-e-Mohammed, Jammu city, there have been many more new places along the in the border areas that these Pakistani drones have been used.
Oh, absolutely. And this one has been able to come deep inside. Avantipur is South Kashmir. So all the way from the line of control, crossing through central Kashmir, reaching South Kashmir and taken down just close to the Avantipura Air Base, which is a very sensitive air base as far as the Indian Air Force is concerned. It just goes on to indicate, as the government pointed out, they're using the Turkish drones, state-of-the-art drones, and Turkey has done extremely well in their drone technology. Turkey has an absolutely outstanding aviation industry. They've provided a lot of drones to Pakistan. Their flights have been landing routinely in Pakistan, and this should be a cause for concern for policymakers. If the drones can come in so deep, this is an indication that the Chinar Corps headquarters is not very far, or the Victor Force headquarters. So all of this does make a very, very dangerous situation, as they did, Rajdeep, even in Leh, in Ladakh.
I just want to make one caveat though. Gaurav and I were on air last night till midnight, and I just want to say, and perhaps do a bit of a mea culpa, and maybe we were in the studio, so please appreciate that it was an evolving situation. We spoke about F-16s being shot down, JF-17s Thunders being shot down. There were those kind of reports which, as has turned out, are not true, and are at least not proven at the moment.
Not proven at the moment.
We don't have confirmation on that. And purely as someone who's done this for years, I am apologetic. I want you to know that. It wasn't deliberate by any stretch of imagination. The last thing you want is to provoke a conflict. All we want to do is report it as we are seeing it. And that's what we'll try and do. We will try and put in even more filters to make sure that the news you get is authentic. There was talk of a Rajouri terror attack. That was not confirmed, turned out to be untrue in that case. I think we need to be more cautious. So I think from Gaurav and my perspective, I think we are very clear. We want to try and give you the news. We may have differing views on issues.
I agree with you.
But on the news itself, we want to be very careful, cautious, but we will try and make sure that we get the right news. And remember, it's our reporters who are on the ground, who are giving you really the real factual information. None of them are even prone to hyperbole, and all of them are in very, very difficult situations. Please appreciate the terrain in which our reporters are working at the moment. Also, I might add here, we haven't done what many of the Twitter social media factory did. They said there was a coup in Pakistan. Someone said a Pakistani pilot had been captured, that the Indian army had got into Islamabad. So we could claim that, look, we've tried, we've got a few things wrong, and I'm openly willing to concede that I will be more careful next time. But let's go to Kamaljit Sandhu, who's joining us at the moment. Kamaljit, you've been bravely there right through for the last couple of days. I met you in Srinagar as well. What are you seeing around you? We've just heard in Srinagar, Gaurav was making the point about the significance of these drone attacks targeting that Air Force base in Avantipura, which has been repelled.
Blast sounds are being heard in Srinagar at this point of time, but let me tell you, I'm at line of control and situation is no different. And it seems even in Avantipura in South Kashmir, which is an army base, this is where also loud sounds were heard and what we've been told is that the drones tried to actually attack that particular site, and it was not only fended off, it was neutralized, and at least 15-20 rounds were fired. So where we are, whatever drones we have sighted, they come in swarms, and this is where what we've seen is an immediate action of the air defense system, and those drones are really brought down. Now, is this sort of a mischief? That is a big question, because it seems that these particular drones are without the payload. Remember, the firing has not been done by the drones, or at least not been sighted by any of us at this point of time. But clearly there seems to be an escalation, because remember, this is what has happened just about yesterday. Today, again, multiple states, multiple cities where drones are being sighted. So this is a sort of a provocation coming in from Pakistan. They definitely have something in mind. And remember, the sort of statements coming in either from DG ISPR or from the defense minister, this is very clear that they want something more to come, especially from this particular situation. So there has been an escalation from Pakistan's side, because clearly they're not stopping at just about one particular evening. This is the second one where drones have been sent in. This is to create chaos and confusion. But meanwhile, what is happened is not just a coordinated blackout happening in different cities. There's a big security grid response happening to these particular drone attacks at this point of time. But clearly, no casualty, no damage reported so far. But the drones have been brought down one after the other. And what is being reported is both in Jammu Kashmir and Punjab, where multiple drone sightings seen in different locations, both at line of control and near the international border.
You know, Rajdeep, what's also very significant at this point of time was an infiltration attempt this morning, which was caught on camera. And according to the Border Security Force, these were a group of 7 Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists who were trying to infiltrate. They were spotted on camera through the handheld thermal imagers and neutralized. So there is threat not just of Pakistani drones, but Pakistani terrorists too.
And that's been a familiar practice that the Pakistanis have adopted, isn't it? That they've used cross-border shelling in the past to push in infiltration.
Yes.
And they've done it usually soon after the snows melt every year over the years in Jammu and Kashmir. They attempted it this morning, as Gaurav says, and that was foiled. So clearly Pakistan attempting to provoke India into escalating this conflict. The question is, how long can India then adopt this policy of restraint? It's been very restrained in terms of singling out terror infrastructure at the outset and giving measured retaliation subsequently. Of course, in TV channels, if I may add, people have gone on to Karachi port. We were, it is embarrassing at one level when you see some of the stuff done on TV channels, but the government of India has been far more restrained in making sure that their attacks have been proportionate, measured, and focused. I think,
and for effect. For example, taking down Pakistan's air defense system
in Lahore.
In Lahore, and at a cantonment this morning, which was confirmed officially by the government. And we are only giving out information that the government has officially confirmed that another air defense radar was taken down. And Rajdeep, this Pakistan cannot replace very quickly. So the effort is to not just degrade their warfighting capability. Should there be an escalation, then you punched a hole in Pakistan's defenses.
One of the points that Fareed Zakaria made, though, in that interview, which troubled me, is when he mentioned the fact that at the moment, the back-channel communication between India and Pakistan is non-existent. One of the advantages that we had in the past was an effective back-channel that existed at different levels between India and Pakistan. That's non-existent. So who's going to come and talk to the two countries? Really, the United States has almost washed its hands off. They want India and Pakistan to mutually stop this. Now, that's not easy in the circumstances, given that Pakistan is constantly provoking India. As we've been saying, Prime Minister Modi has met the NSA, has met Dr. S. Jaishankar, but that's going to be a big challenge going ahead. How do you achieve that kind of diplomatic backroom talks that can bring down the temperature? In a moment, I'll be joined by a 1971 war hero, Admiral Arun Prakash, will join us, one of India's most distinguished Navy admirals. But that is
a fighter pilot who won a Veer Chakra in combat in that India-Pakistan war. He bombed Sargodha. He's like true war hero.
That's right. We'll be talking to him about how can we de-escalate. How does one deal with the situation at the moment? Does one go up the kinetic action ladder? But that is a problem, isn't it, at the moment?